Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to load in a new family, a light family. So we just go into Insert, Load Family. We want to make sure that we're in English Imperial, and then we'll go to Lighting, and then we'll go to Architectural. Depending on where we're at, internal, external, in this case would be internal. We'll go there, and then you can see they have a myriad of different types of lighting. This will get you kind of the most basic, but nothing that is custom made. So it is a good kind of placeholder, you might say. But I would always suggest that instead of grabbing this sconce, that you either make your own sconce or you find a sconce that works for your project. Customizing your lighting fixture is a good idea. So, but we'll just pull in one of these sconces. Yeah, I've been fooling around with that one, so it's already in there. And then go to Architectural, go to Component, and then you'll see it's already been. It's like the next one to be used. So we'll just place it on the wall. You might look at what parameters you have to mess with. You might have 6'4". That's just the height it's going to end up being. And then let's go to Enscape. And we see nothing. Let's go back into Enscape. Now we've hit escape, and here it is. Okay, so here we go. We have light. Looks pretty interesting. It looks like it's working. It's got some light on the floor, light on the wall. It's doing kind of what sconces do. But let's talk a little bit, get under the hood, talk a little bit what's going on, because we're about to like make a light fixture, so we need to know a little bit more. So we're going to go edit the family, and inside that family you're going to see that this is a pretty simple light fixture, right? It's got, you know, some kind of semi-dome or dome here, half dome, that's got a material that's placed on it called glass frosted. We'll talk about that later. It's got this light source. What the heck is that? It's yellow. It looks interesting. I can turn it off so I don't see it. Over here, if it's just kind of modeling, getting in the way. Whoa, it just changed shape. What the heck happened there? I'm going to go ahead and select it, go to this light source definition, find out why. I'm not sure what just happened, but in the light source definition you can see emit from shape. Alright, so this is where it's going to emit light from, and it's the shape that it comes in. So we have a sphere. We have this kind of tube light. You can kind of see that it's a tube in the center. That's the actual physical, like how it's thinking of itself physically. The larger kind of translucent form we see wireframe there, that's really how the light's going to come off of it. So it's coming off in a cylindrical form, cylindrical way. This one has a little bulb or something, it's sphere in the middle, and then it's coming out from every direction. And then here again, it's a plane, it's coming out in every direction, but it's more of kind of like a pillow shape of light, you know, emitting from it. And then just a circular, same idea, kind of a pillow form. There may be, you know, think of this like a fluorescent tube lighting. So if you're modeling something like that, you'd use that. Think of this as, I don't know, some of those LED panels now you can get to, you know, spotlight something. It'd be more like that. So an array of LED lights, you know, in a rectangle form that's shooting out. This is more of your traditional light bulb, and this is kind of more of those kind of crazy LED kind of shapes. All right, so then down here you have light distribution. So here, that's really what this translucent thing is. So if I change that shape, then suddenly it's only going to go it's going to come off of that sphere in the same way, but it's going to ignore half of it. It's not going to send that up or down or left or right. It's going to only go in that one other direction. And then you have, you know, the kind of a target light, a spotlight, coming on, doing this thing. So that's probably the one that, like, if we change it, that's the one that's going to kind of be the most dramatic. So let's do that. Let's apply that. Say okay. Let's load it back into the project. Do this one, and then let's go back and then skip. Whoa, dramatic. So this is, this kind of shows you just by like one thing, light source definition. I've changed that, and I've changed kind of how this light operates. Now that is fine if that's what you're intending, but it doesn't really make any sense with the actual half sphere here. So it's kind of I would say it's telling a pretty poor defined story here, a designed story. So the bulb, or at least this glass covering over the bulb, looks like it's going to emit like we saw it before, but now it's like got a spotlight, so that just is kind of confusing. So we don't really want to do that unless we wanted to then go in and change that bulb. But let's go back in. Let's just go ahead and change it back to where it was. Let's get it back. Do that. That's fine. That works. Okay. Now let's look at, so that's how light source works. So you're always, when you build a light source, you're always looking for kind of what is the right shape of the light source and how it's going to emit light. So the other thing we need to be cognizant of is actually the geometry that's physically in the fixture. So in here it's a spherical. It's supposed to be this glass frosted. So that's pretty important. So if I make this a different material that's opaque, that's not this glass frosted, it's just going to still emit light, but it's going to be this dark, like shield. So it won't be very realistic. So the difference between light source is going to be all the light emitting and how it's shaped and hitting the wall and the floor. But the actual kind of the idea of a light bulb inside of this, and it's like shining, won't do anything. So if I start to edit that glass frosted, so let's go ahead and let's get back into the project, because that's where you'd want to edit. If I change that shape, that material, to anything else, say it's just a clear glass. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So that should make sense, right? I mean, it's like, okay, it's clear glass. Now I'm just going to see in, and I'll see the light bulb, right? That would be what you would assume. Well, let's take a look at what you actually do get. So it's as if there's no physicality of what the actual light source is, right? We do see the glass. We still have that shield, but we don't actually see a bulb. So that light source has no physicality, even though it had a kind of a geometric shape that we gave it, sphere. It has no physicality. So in every light fixture that you're going to create, you're always going to kind of create what that bulb, what the form of the actual light bulb looks like. And in this case, it was just a light shield. And the reason that it looked like it was like lit up is that its material that it had been assigned was using, and I'll just grab it, was using a self-illumination category within the material. So by clicking that, you turn on the idea that this is going to emit its light. So I can change its color, I can change its intensity or type of lighting here. I can also affect it by that intensity here, the luminance. And I can also change its temperature, color temperature. But for the most part, what it comes in at is probably okay, but I wanted you to kind of know what's going on, because when you make your own, you're going to need to know. So that's good. So we have this self-illumination. If we apply that, suddenly everything kind of looks like it really should, right? You know, that's lighting up. I'm not sure why it went black and white. I may have changed the temperature inadvertently, but everything looks like that thing is lit up. It's got the shield is lit up, and the actual casting of light is kind of right. So there you go. That's kind of Light Fixtures 101. Now we're going to get into some more intermediate and advanced stuff in the next few videos.